20 black R&B singers who has hidden their lesbian affairs. What if some of the biggest R&B queens you grew up idolizing were hiding love stories the world never saw? Behind the chart-topping hits, platinum records, and glamorous red carpet appearances lies a secret history. Whispers of hidden affairs, coded lyrics, and relationships that could never be spoken out loud. These are the untold truths of 20 legendary black R&B singers who lived in silence while shaping the soundtrack of our lives. Are you ready to uncover the secrets that the industry tried to bury? Hit that subscribe button and join us here at Legends of Black Excellence. Lisa Lopes. Lisa Left Eye Lopes. The fiery and unforgettable member of TLC was more than just a rapper with a bold voice and eccentric style. She was a cultural icon whose private life drew endless speculation. Known for her baggy jeans, skull caps, and rebellious energy, Lisa stood out in an industry that often demanded women fit into narrow molds of femininity. While her fashion choices and tomboy aesthetic fueled whispers about her sexuality, she never confirmed or denied any of the rumors. Instead, she focused on her artistry, turning her struggles and passion into groundbreaking music that resonated with millions. Her public relationships, most famously with NFL player Andre Rison, often overshadowed the quieter stories fans pieced together about her personal life. Still, her name often came up in conversations about women in R&B who might have lived double lives. Lisa was fiercely independent, insisting that her true self was the one fans saw off-stage, makeup-free hair, natural, living authentically in her own skin. That honesty made her both relatable and mysterious, leaving room for endless curiosity about what she never said out loud. One of the most fascinating aspects of Lisa's legacy is how her openness about self-expression contrasted with her silence on personal relationships. She wasn't afraid to be vulnerable in her lyrics or controversial in her actions, yet she drew a firm boundary between public and private. Do you think her choice to stay silent about these rumors was an act of protection? Or was it part of preserving her artistic mystique? Even after her tragic passing in 2002 at the age of just 30, Lisa's influence remains immense. Her creativity, courage, and refusal to let society define her continue to inspire new generations of artists. Whether or not the whispers about her love life were true, Lisa Lopes' legacy is that of a fearless innovator who left behind music and a spirit too powerful to ever be hidden. Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott's name is synonymous with creativity, innovation, and boundary-breaking artistry. Rising in the mid-1990s, she redefined what it meant to be a woman in hip-hop and R&B. With her futuristic music videos, bold lyrics, and unmistakable sound, she commanded attention not just for her talent, but also for the mystery she cultivated around her personal life. For decades, fans and tabloids speculated about her sexuality, pointing to her close friendships with women in the industry and the playful, sometimes provocative energy in her performances. Yet Missy has always drawn a hard line, refusing to allow gossip to overshadow her craft. Her hit Gossip Folks was a direct response to the constant chatter with lyrics that made it clear she wouldn't let rumors define her identity. Missy has spoken about her desire to have children, even mentioning adoption, but she has never confirmed or denied any romantic relationships publicly. That silence has only fueled speculation as fans dissect her lyrics for hidden meaning or scrutinize her stage chemistry with artists like Tweet. Interestingly, despite all the rumors, Missy has maintained one of the most fiercely protected private lives in the industry. Some argue that her ability to keep her personal life sealed is as revolutionary as her music. In an era where celebrities are often forced to overshare, Missy chose power in privacy. Do you think her refusal to clear the air has strengthened her aura, making her seem even more untouchable? Or has it left fans craving answers that will never come? Beyond the whispers, Missy Elliott's impact is undeniable. With over 30 million records sold worldwide and groundbreaking collaborations that pushed R&B and hip-hop into new territory, she remains one of the most respected women in music. Her genius lies not just in what she revealed, but also in what she chose to keep hidden. Aaliyah Dana Houghton, often called the Princess of R&B, lived a life that was both radiant and enigmatic. From the moment she stepped onto the music scene with Age Ain't Nothing But a Number in 1994, her soft voice, sleek style, and magnetic stage presence made her unforgettable. Yet behind her rising fame, Aaliyah carried a veil of mystery that extended far beyond her music. Fans noticed her preference for baggy, androgynous clothing in her early years, as well as her strong connections with women like Missy Elliott and Kidada Jones. These details sparked endless speculation about her private relationships, though Aaliyah never addressed such rumors herself. One telling story came from a makeup artist who recalled Aaliyah halting a production after a male actor made a homophobic comment toward a crew member. Calm yet firm, she demanded an apology before filming resumed. That moment revealed her character fearless in defending others, unwilling to let prejudice go unchecked. Publicly, Aaliyah dated men, including her highly publicized connection with Damon Dash. But whispers about her sexuality remained, especially because of her guarded nature and refusal to indulge tabloid narratives. This balance between public image and private truth was part of what made Aaliyah so compelling. She offered just enough for the world to admire, but never surrendered her innermost self. Do you think her silence about her personal life was a way of protecting her peace? Or did it create the very intrigue that keeps fans speculating decades later? Tragically, her life ended far too soon in a plane crash in the Bahamas in 2001 at only 22 years old. Despite her short career, she sold over 30 million records worldwide and inspired generations of artists. The questions surrounding her private life remain unanswered, but her legacy is sealed. Aaliyah was a pioneer whose mystery and music continue to echo long after her passing. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, born Donna Owens, is one of the rare artists who has conquered music, film, and television while keeping her personal life fiercely guarded for decades. Rising from Newark, New Jersey, she brought female empowerment to hip-hop in the late 1980s with her debut album All Hail the Queen. Her commanding voice and unapologetic lyrics quickly made her an icon. Yet even as her fame grew, whispers followed her. By the early 1990s, rumors about her sexuality became tabloid fuel, heightened when she played a lesbian bank robber in the 1996 film Set It Off. Latifah, however, refused to dignify the speculation, creating an aura of mystery that lasted for more than 2 decades. What made Latifah's silence fascinating was how it contrasted with her outspoken advocacy. She consistently supported LGBTQ+ rights and stood firmly against discrimination, yet stopped short of addressing her own identity. Public appearances with choreographer Ebony Nichols only deepened curiosity, but Latifah deflected questions, insisting her private life belonged to her alone. That balance of visibility and silence became part of her legend, keeping fans and media endlessly intrigued. Then in 2021, during her BET Lifetime Achievement Award speech, Latifah broke her silence. She thanked Nichols and their son, saying Happy Pride in a rare public acknowledgement that felt groundbreaking after years of speculation. It wasn't just a personal revelation, it was a cultural milestone. Do you think her decision to wait so long to speak was a matter of self-protection, or was it a bold statement that one's art should always come before gossip? Queen Latifah remains a trailblazer. She's an Academy Award-nominated actress, a Grammy winner, and a role model whose journey reminds us that authenticity can be revealed in one's own time. Her story shows that silence isn't denial, it can be power, and when she finally spoke, it was on her terms alone. Brandy Norwood. Brandy Norwood, often hailed as the vocal Bible, rose to fame in the mid-1990s with her crystal-clear tone and unmatched control. With more than 40 million records sold worldwide and a celebrated acting career on shows like Moesha, she became a household name. Yet alongside her public triumphs, quiet whispers about her personal life followed her through the years. Her close female friendships, emotionally raw lyrics, and powerful connection with her LGBTQ+ fan base sparked speculation that her story might be more layered than the polished image projected by her label. Unlike many artists who directly deny rumors, Brandy chose a different route. She leaned into her art and advocacy. She performed at pride festivals, spoke openly about equality, and created music that resonated deeply with fans across all identities. Some fans even shared anecdotes online claiming Brandy had confided experiences that suggested same-sex relationships, though none of these claims were ever verified. The absence of denial or confirmation only made her more intriguing, giving listeners permission to interpret her songs in ways that reflected their own truths. This balance between public allyship and private silence became part of Brandy's mystique. She never courted controversy, but she never shut down conversations, either choosing to focus on her legacy as an artist rather than her image. Do you think her decision to let fans create their own interpretations strengthened her connection with audiences, or did it leave an unanswered gap in her story? Through heartbreak, career reinventions, and years of scrutiny, Brandy has continued to prove her resilience. From her groundbreaking duet, The Boy Is Mine with Monica, to her acclaimed Broadway run in Chicago, she shows that her legacy is built not on gossip, but on artistry. The whispers may linger, but Brandy's voice remains louder, carrying the weight of a generation and inspiring those who, like her, live in both light and shadow. Monica Arnold. Monica Arnold, known simply as Monica, emerged in the 1990s as one of R&B's most distinctive young voices. At just 14, she released Miss Thang, a debut that showcased her raw talent and confidence, paving the way for a career filled with platinum albums and Billboard hits. Over the years, her gospel-infused vocals and emotional storytelling gave her music a sense of authenticity that drew fans closer. But as her career flourished, speculation about her personal life began to circulate. Monica's toughness on stage, combined with her tomboyish energy in the early years, led some fans to suggest that she might not fit into the conventional molds of femininity the industry expected. In 2021, while speaking directly to fans on Instagram Live, Monica addressed a comment about appearing masculine. She calmly explained that she had never been called masculine, but considered herself strong, unbothered, and secure in her identity. That response didn't put an end to whispers about her sexuality, but it showed how comfortable she was navigating the conversation without being defensive. Her openness, without giving away details, made it clear she was determined to live life on her own terms. Monica's personal relationships, including her marriage to Anthony Ant Wilson, were shared on her own timeline without explanations or unnecessary spotlight. She neither fuels rumors nor works hard to silence them. Instead, she allows her artistry to carry the weight of her story. Do you think this quiet refusal to confirm or deny personal details has protected her peace, or does it add to the curiosity that keeps fans talking? With more than 25 million records sold and hits like The Boy Is Mine and Angel of Mine, Monica remains one of R&B's most enduring artists. Her resilience and grace show that sometimes silence is more powerful than confession, allowing her music, not speculation, to define her legacy. Tion Watkins. Tion Watkins, better known as T-Boz from the legendary group TLC, became an icon of strength and individuality in the 1990s. With her cropped hair, husky voice, and tomboy chic style, she embodied a unique aesthetic that challenged mainstream ideas of femininity. Fans and tabloids quickly began asking blunt questions about her sexuality, labeling her with terms like lipstick lesbian, despite her public insistence that she was not gay. T-Boz's refusal to let rumors define her reflected the same fearless energy she brought to TLC's music, which often confronted social issues head-on. Her public relationships, including with NFL linebacker Takeo Spikes, were proof of her attraction to men, but that didn't silence speculation. The disconnect between her personal choices and her image only kept the gossip alive. What made T-Boz stand out was her calm approach. She didn't attack her critics or seem defensive. Instead, she explained that her look and persona were rooted in comfort and self-expression, not in labels or stereotypes. That clarity allowed her to control the narrative while still respecting fans' curiosity. Beyond her public image, T-Boz has been open about her struggles with sickle cell anemia, surviving life-threatening health crises, and becoming an advocate for awareness. This vulnerability revealed a side of her life far more important than rumors proving that her story was about resilience, not gossip. Do you think the persistence of speculation about her love life says more about society's obsession with labels than about who T-Boz really was? With TLC selling more than 65 million records worldwide, T-Boz's influence is cemented. She remains a trailblazer who showed that an artist could reject conformity, stand proudly in their truth, and still inspire millions. Whether fans questioned her personal life or not, T-Boz's legacy is written in her music and her courage to live unapologetically. Rozonda Thomas. Rozonda Thomas, known to the world as Chili from TLC, has always carried an air of warmth and mystery. With her radiant beauty and heartfelt performances, she became the softer balance to T-Boz's grit and Left Eye's fire, completing one of the most influential female groups of all time. Her tender voice and emotional stage presence won her millions of fans, but as her fame soared, so did speculation about her personal life. Her romance with Usher in the early 2000s was one of the most talked-about relationships in R&B history. Yet instead of ending whispers about her sexuality, it intensified them. When the couple's very public breakup made headlines, fans noticed Chili's decision to remain extremely private afterward. She kept her dating life out of the spotlight for years, fueling even more curiosity. It wasn't until 2023 that she publicly stepped forward with actor Matthew Lawrence, opening up about their relationship in interviews. Even with that openness, she has never spoken directly about the long-standing rumors tied to her. Chili seems to have mastered a delicate balance, sharing just enough to remind the world of her humanity while keeping her deeper truths locked away. This approach has allowed her to preserve her image on her own terms. Do you think her silence around the speculation is a way to keep control of her narrative, or has it only deepened the fascination surrounding her life? With TLC selling over 65 million records globally and hits like No Scrubs and Waterfalls still defining the soundtrack of generations, Chili's place in music history is secure. Her legacy isn't shaped by unanswered questions, but by the undeniable sincerity she brings to her art. A sincerity that makes fans feel as though they know her, even if the most private parts of her story remain untold. Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is one of the most revered figures in music. Her artistry blending hip-hop, soul, and reggae into a voice that spoke directly to the struggles and dreams of her generation. With The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 1998, selling over 20 million copies worldwide and earning her 5 Grammys, she became a cultural icon. But while her music revealed deep vulnerability and spirituality, Lauryn herself remained elusive, especially when it came to her personal life. Some fans dissected her lyrics for subtle hints of same-sex attraction, while others pointed to her poetic ambiguity as intentional space for interpretation. The controversy grew sharper in 2013 with the release of Neurotic Society, where lines mentioning girl men and drag queens led to accusations of homophobia. Lauryn responded, insisting the track was about society's collective neuroses, not an attack on the LGBTQ+ community. Still, the backlash underscored the tension between her lyrical mystery and her silence about identity. Unlike many of her peers, Lauryn neither confirmed nor denied rumors about her sexuality, allowing ambiguity to define her public narrative. Her refusal to clarify left fans in a paradox. They could hear themselves in her words, but they could never know if those words reflected her personal truth. Do you think Lauryn's decision to leave her art open to interpretation is a gift that makes her music timeless, or does it prevent people from fully knowing the woman behind the legend? Despite controversy and long absences from the spotlight, Lauryn's influence endures. She remains a symbol of uncompromising artistry, someone who chose control of her voice over tabloid exposure. Whatever secrets she kept, her legacy is one of lyrical honesty that transcends gossip, reminding the world that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved. Adina Howard. Adina Howard stormed into the R&B scene in the mid-1990s with unapologetic confidence, reshaping how female sexuality was expressed in music. Her breakout hit, Freak Like Me, 1995, not only topped charts, but became an anthem for women demanding ownership of their desires. With bold lyrics revealing fashion and a daring persona, she stood apart in a genre where women were often forced into carefully curated images. Her openness about sexual autonomy, however, fueled speculation about her private life, particularly rumors of same-sex encounters and even a supposed love triangle with Brandy and Wanya Morris. Adina never directly confirmed these rumors, but she also never shied away from discussing her philosophy on relationships. In interviews, she famously said, "If I don't choose you, you get nothing," emphasizing choice control and independence. That kind of candidness only fed curiosity. Was her bold stage persona a reflection of her real life, or simply performance art? Regardless, her name has remained tied to conversations about fluidity and freedom in R&B. Her career faced setbacks when industry politics and controversies overshadowed her music, yet her influence never fully disappeared. Fans continue to view her as a trailblazer who challenged double standards about women's sexuality. Do you think the rumors about her personal life unfairly damaged her career? Or did they make her even more legendary as someone unafraid to live outside the lines? Adina Howard's legacy is not confined to gossip. It's about breaking barriers. Her voice and fearless attitude created space for later generations of artists to express themselves openly. Whether the whispers were true or not, her mark on R&B remains that of a woman who refused to be silenced, no matter how uncomfortable it made the industry. Kelly Price. Kelly Price, a powerhouse vocalist with a career spanning gospel, R&B, and soul, has always commanded respect for her artistry while keeping her private life closely guarded. Rising as a background singer for Mariah Carey before launching a solo career, she quickly proved herself with hits like Friend of Mine and Heartbreak Hotel. With 7 Grammy nominations and millions of albums sold, Kelly cemented her place as one of the most gifted voices of her generation. Yet even as her music soared, curiosity about her personal life remained unanswered. Unlike some peers who played with suggestive imagery or public flirtations, Kelly cultivated an image centered on her voice and message, rather than scandal. Fan forums and online communities have long speculated about possible same-sex relationships, pointing to her industry friendships and deeply emotional songs. Still, no verifiable evidence has ever surfaced, and Kelly herself has remained silent on the subject. That very silence has created a vacuum where rumors linger simply because there is nothing concrete to dismiss them. Her decision to keep her private world closed off has likely been intentional. Kelly has faced enough public battles, body-shaming, health struggles, and conflicts with record labels to know the cost of exposure. Choosing privacy allowed her to protect her peace while focusing on faith, family, and music. Do you think her silence on these rumors has kept her legacy intact, or has it unintentionally added to the ongoing intrigue around her life? Kelly Price's impact lies not in what she revealed, but in the power of what she chose to share through song. Her soaring voice remains her true confession, carrying the kind of honesty that words alone could never match. Sunshine Anderson. Sunshine Anderson burst into the R&B spotlight in 2001 with Heard It All before a debut single that climbed into the Billboard Top 20 and became a timeless anthem for women confronting unfaithful partners. The raw storytelling and conviction in her voice led many to wonder about the personal experiences behind her lyrics. As her career progressed, her music kept that same emotional honesty, but Sunshine herself rarely allowed interviews to touch on her romantic life. That careful boundary fueled speculation about whether her love songs were reflections of hidden truths. Unlike artists who thrive on publicity, Sunshine stepped back from the limelight as the years went on, appearing less in mainstream media and more in intimate settings with her loyal fan base. The lack of visible partners or open discussion about relationships left space for rumors, including whispers about possible same-sex attractions. She never confirmed, denied, or even entertained such conversations. Instead, she redirected attention toward her artistry and her resilience in navigating an unforgiving industry. What makes Sunshine's story unique is how her silence has become part of her mystique. While some artists use exposure as a tool for relevance, she proved that withholding details can be just as powerful. Do you think her decision to remain private protected her artistry? Or has it kept her from fully connecting with an audience, hungry for more personal revelations? Though her career never reached the heights of some peers, Sunshine Anderson remains a respected voice in R&B. Her legacy lies in the honesty of her music and her ability to let her songs tell the story, even as her personal life remains hidden from the world. Charlene Keys. Charlene Keys, better known as Tweet, captivated the R&B world in the early 2000s with her silky voice and sensual storytelling. Her breakout single, Oops Oh My, produced by Missy Elliott and Timbaland, climbed the Billboard charts and instantly cemented her as an artist unafraid to explore themes of desire and intimacy. The song, often interpreted as a celebration of self-pleasure, sparked conversations about female sexuality that were rare in mainstream R&B at the time. Beyond her music, Tweet's close bond with Missy Elliott drew curiosity with fans, noting their effortless chemistry both in the studio and on stage. Though their connection fueled speculation about her sexuality, Tweet herself remained silent, never addressing rumors directly. Instead, she poured her emotions into lyrics that left listeners to decide whether the passion came from personal experience or artistic interpretation. Insiders often described her as intensely private, a woman who preferred the music to do the talking. That silence only deepened the intrigue around her, especially within her LGBTQ+ fan base, who found resonance in her vulnerability and openness to non-traditional narratives. Her career, though uneven in commercial success, left a lasting impression on R&B's landscape, showing how intimacy could be expressed with both strength and softness. Do you think her decision to avoid clarifying rumors about her love life allowed her songs to remain universal? Or did it keep her from building an even stronger personal connection with fans? Tweet continues to be celebrated for her honesty in music and her refusal to compromise her artistry. Whether whispers about her relationships were true or not, she remains a figure whose mystique is inseparable from her art. Mia Harrison. Mia Harrison entered the late 1990s music scene with elegance and versatility, quickly establishing herself as both a gifted singer and an accomplished dancer. Her self-titled debut album in 1998 produced hits like It's All About Me, leading to Grammy wins, collaborations with icons such as Pras and Old Dirty Bastard, and more than 7 million albums sold worldwide. Her sweet yet sultry voice, paired with her graceful performances, made her a fixture in R&B. Yet despite her high-profile success, Mia's romantic life has always remained almost entirely out of the public eye. That secrecy gave rise to speculation. Fans pointed to her broad, inclusive way of speaking about love and empowerment as subtle hints of a more fluid perspective on relationships. Combined with a strong LGBTQ+ following, her ambiguous lyrics invited interpretations that went beyond traditional heterosexual narratives. Mia, however, never confirmed or denied rumors, instead choosing to protect her privacy while keeping her artistry at the forefront. This careful balance between mystery and expression has allowed her music to resonate with a wide audience. Unlike some peers, she rarely appeared in tabloids or gossip columns, which only made fans more curious about what she wasn't saying. Do you think her silence is a strategy to preserve control over her image, or does it unintentionally add fuel to the fire of speculation? Even after decades in the business, Mia continues to tour globally and release independent projects, proving her resilience and independence. She represents an artist who values autonomy over exposure, reminding fans that sometimes the greatest statements come not from interviews, but from the timeless music left behind. Teedra Moses. Teedra Moses, often called the First Lady of MMG after signing with Rick Ross's Maybach music group, is a singer-songwriter whose career has always carried a sense of intimacy and mystery. Emerging in the early 2000s with her acclaimed debut, Complex Simplicity, she carved out a unique space in R&B by blending vulnerability with confidence. Her lyrics touch on love longing and self-discovery, often with a rawness that feels deeply personal. Within queer fan circles, those words paired with her fluid fashion choices and sensual stage presence sparked ongoing speculation about whether her art reflected hidden truths. Unlike many artists who either deny or play into rumors, Tidra has consistently avoided labeling herself. She lets her music stand as an open canvas, inviting listeners to interpret her stories in ways that mirror their own lives. That ambiguity has only strengthened her connection with fans who find themselves in her lyrics. Underground R&B communities in particular continue to champion her as an artist, unafraid of emotional honesty, even if she never directly addresses questions about her romantic preferences. Her quiet resistance to being boxed in has become part of her legacy. Instead of chasing tabloids, she remains focused on touring, writing, and cultivating a loyal audience that values her for her authenticity. Do you think her refusal to clarify her private life is what makes her artistry resonate so deeply? Or does it leave her misunderstood in the mainstream narrative? Tidra Moses may not be a chart-topping star like some of her peers, but her impact is undeniable. She represents a generation of R&B women who chose mystery over exposure, proving that music can reveal truths more powerful than any interview ever could. Dawn Robinson. Dawn Robinson, best known as a founding member of En Vogue and later part of the supergroup, Lucy Pearl has always carried both brilliance and secrecy in her career. With En Vogue, she helped define 1990s R&B through flawless harmonies and hits like Hold On and Don't Let Go, love songs that sold millions and became timeless anthems of female empowerment. Her departure from the group in 1997 shocked fans, and while much was written about creative differences, far less was known about her personal life. Rumors about Dawn's sexuality arose largely from her time with Lucy Pearl, where her fearless stage presence and chemistry with bandmates drew curiosity. Fans speculated about possible hidden relationships, but she never addressed the whispers directly. Instead, Dawn maintained a reputation as fiercely private, preferring the spotlight to fall on her voice rather than her personal affairs. That silence, combined with long breaks from the music scene, kept speculation alive over the years. Her story fits into a broader narrative of R&B women whose artistry transcended the industry's expectations, yet whose private truths remained theirs alone. Some argue that Dawn's unwillingness to play into gossip has made her even more legendary, preserving an aura of mystery. Do you think her silence protected her peace, or did it contribute to the sense of distance fans sometimes feel toward her? Despite the questions, Dawn Robinson's contributions to R&B are indisputable. En Vogue has sold over 20 million records worldwide, and Lucy Pearl's work remains influential in blending R&B with funk and soul. Dawn's journey illustrates that sometimes the most enduring legacies are built not just on music, but also on the mysteries that surround the artist. Deborah Cox. Deborah Cox, the Canadian-born powerhouse vocalist, is one of R&B's most enduring artists. Rising to prominence in the late 1990s, she delivered unforgettable hits such as Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, which spent a record-breaking 14 weeks at #1 on the Billboard R&B chart. With a career spanning Broadway film and dance music, Deborah has remained a multifaceted performer admired across genres. Her music, filled with themes of resilience and self-acceptance, resonated deeply with LGBTQ+ audiences who embraced her as both an ally and an icon. Because of this strong connection, speculation about her sexuality naturally emerged. Some fans believed her empathy for LGBTQ+ struggles and her consistent presence at Pride events might reflect personal experiences. However, Deborah has addressed these rumors directly. She has been open about her marriage to her high school sweetheart, Lascelles Stevens, with whom she has 3 children. For her advocacy comes from love, not personal orientation. She has said that music should uplift and that support for marginalized communities is part of her purpose. Her candid clarification did not erase the rumors completely, as her songs often carry a universality that allows listeners of all backgrounds to feel represented. This duality, clear statements about her family life paired with lyrics that embrace everyone, continues to keep her name alive in conversations about hidden truths in R&B. Do you think her strong bond with the LGBTQ+ community is a reflection of shared spirit? Or has it unfairly fueled rumors that distract from her artistry? Deborah Cox remains a legend. Not because of gossip, but because of the honesty and power in her voice. She reminds fans that sometimes the greatest form of representation is through unconditional support, proving that her legacy belongs to both music and advocacy. Amari Rogers. Amari Rogers, professionally known simply as Amari, brought a fresh sound to R&B in the early 2000s. With her breakout single, Why Don't We Fall in Love, 2002, and later smash One Thing 2005, she combined funk-inspired beats with her distinctive vocals, carving out a lane that made her instantly recognizable. Her music, often blending hip-hop production with soulful storytelling, earned her Grammy nominations and a loyal global following. Yet while her career was highly visible, Amari's personal life remained almost entirely off the radar. She rarely gave interviews that ventured beyond her music, leaving fans to speculate about the inspiration behind her heartfelt love songs. The fact that she didn't parade high-profile relationships in the press left room for whispers, some suggesting that she was hiding romantic connections with women in the industry. Amari never commented on such rumors, instead keeping the focus firmly on her artistry and later her ventures as an author and content creator. Her marriage to former Columbia Records executive Lenny Nicholson in 2011 quieted some speculation, but conversations about her sexuality never fully disappeared, especially in online fan communities. Still, Amari's silence has always been intentional. She values her private world and has chosen to let her work speak louder than gossip. Do you think her decision to remain guarded about her personal life preserved her artistry? Or has it only added to the mystery that surrounds her career? Though she stepped back from the mainstream spotlight in later years, Amari continues to influence R&B with her innovative early catalog. Her refusal to let her private life define her public image places her firmly within the group of women whose music created speculation, but whose silence ensured that the real story remains theirs alone. Faith Evans. Faith Evans, often crowned the First Lady of Bad Boy Records, was at the heart of 1990s R&B and hip-hop. With her honeyed vocals and emotional delivery, she gave the world timeless tracks like Soon As I Get Home and Love Like This. Her marriage to the notorious Big and her entanglement in the infamous feud between East and West Coast hip-hop made her a permanent fixture in music history. Yet beyond the headlines about her public romances, there were always quieter whispers about sides of her life never shared. In industry corners and fan message boards, speculation emerged about Faith's close relationships with women in the music world. Unlike her turbulent and very public connections with men, these alleged ties remained unspoken, adding a mysterious layer to her story. Faith never fueled these rumors, but she never rushed to shut them down either. She seemed to understand the power of silence, letting the focus remain on her artistry rather than gossip. Her ability to avoid being cornered by questions gave her an enigmatic edge, making fans listen even more closely to her lyrics for hidden meaning. That subtle refusal to clarify has become part of Faith's mystique. Do you think her choice to stay quiet about these rumors was self-preservation in an unforgiving industry? Or did it inadvertently make the speculation a permanent part of her legacy? Despite the unanswered questions, her impact is undeniable. With over 18 million albums sold worldwide, a Grammy Award, and a career that has spanned more than 3 decades, Faith Evans remains one of R&B's most soulful voices. Her story proves that mystery can be as compelling as confession, and her music continues to outshine the rumors that followed her. Kelly Bryan, a founding member of the British girl group Eternal, helped shape UK R&B in the 1990s. With hits like Stay and Power of a Woman, Eternal became one of the most successful all-female groups in Europe, selling over 10 million records worldwide. Kelly's smooth vocals and polished stage presence played a vital role in the group's global success, but as her profile grew, so did curiosity about her personal life. Unlike some of her U.S. counterparts, Kayleigh worked in a tabloid-heavy British media landscape where rumors often carried more weight than facts. Her decision to keep her dating life completely out of the public eye created a vacuum, one that tabloids eagerly filled with speculation about her sexuality. Questions circulated about her close bond with bandmates and her private lifestyle, yet Kayleigh never confirmed or denied any of it. That silence, far from weakness, became her shield. Her story is not one of scandal, but of resilience. After being diagnosed with lupus in 1998, Kayleigh turned her focus to advocacy, raising awareness for the disease while balancing her career in entertainment and law. Even as gossip persisted, she chose to be defined by her work and her health battles rather than her private relationships. Do you think her silence about those rumors was a conscious way to keep the spotlight on her advocacy, or did it unintentionally make her more of a target for speculation? Kayleigh Bryan remains admired not only for her contributions to R&B, but also for her courage in facing personal challenges publicly. By refusing to let gossip dictate her legacy, she ensured her story would be remembered for strength, artistry, and perseverance. Tamia Hill. Tamia Hill, born in Windsor, Ontario, carved out a name for herself in R&B with elegance, poise, and undeniable vocal power. Breaking into the industry in the mid-1990s with Quincy Jones's "You Put a Move on My Heart," she quickly gained respect as a singer who could deliver both soulful ballads and up-tempo anthems. Over the years, hits like "Stranger in My House" and "So Into You" have solidified her as one of R&B's most enduring voices. With 6 Grammy nominations and millions of records sold worldwide, her artistry has never been in question. Despite her career being highly visible, Tamia's private life has remained carefully guarded. Her marriage to NBA star Grant Hill in 1999 presented the image of stability and love, but whispers persisted in fan communities about possible hidden sides to her romantic life. Online forums sometimes speculated that her carefully maintained privacy and selective interviews meant more than what was seen on the surface. Still, Tamia never entertained such gossip, choosing instead to focus on her marriage, motherhood, and advocacy for multiple sclerosis awareness, a condition she's battled since 2003. Her low-drama approach is what makes her unique in this narrative. While curiosity has lingered, the lack of public scandal has kept speculation minimal. Do you think her silence has shielded her from unnecessary controversy, or has it left an unfillable space for fans eager to know more? Tamia's ability to balance public success with private boundaries is part of what has allowed her career to thrive for more than 2 decades. She remains a figure defined by grace and resilience, proving that sometimes the strongest statement an artist can make is choosing what not to share. Tracie Spencer. Tracie Spencer's story is one of early stardom followed by quiet mystery. Born in Waterloo, Iowa, she rose to fame as a teenager in the late 1980s, winning Star Search at just 11 years old. By 12, she signed with Capitol Records, becoming one of the youngest R&B singers ever to release a studio album. With hits like Tender Kisses and This House, she became a voice of youthful sincerity, earning both critical acclaim and commercial success. But as the 1990s gave way to the 2000s, Tracie seemed to vanish from the public eye. She didn't pursue reality TV comebacks, she didn't chase headlines, and she rarely gave interviews. That sudden retreat sparked endless speculation. Some fans suggested burnout, others believed she wanted a normal life away from fame, while a smaller circle whispered about her sexuality. The lack of public relationships only added fuel to rumors about who she may have loved in private. Unlike peers who flirted with the media or addressed gossip directly, Tracie chose absolute silence, which turned her absence into a blank canvas for fan imagination. Do you think her decision to disappear from the spotlight was an act of empowerment, or did it unintentionally create the aura of mystery that still surrounds her, even without constant visibility? Tracie Spencer's influence remains intact. She was a trailblazer for young black girls in R&B, proving that talent had no age limit. Her legacy is not just in her chart hits, but in the intrigue she left behind, a reminder that sometimes an artist's most powerful statement is walking away before the world can define them. Behind every whisper, rumor, and unanswered question lies a truth only the artists themselves can reveal. These 20 R&B legends proved that silence can be as powerful as a song, leaving fans to search for meaning between the lines of their music. Whether their private choices were hidden affairs or simply mysteries we'll never know, their legacies remain untouchable. They gave the world timeless art, even while guarding their hearts. Do you believe the speculation honors their courage or distracts from their brilliance? Share your thoughts below. This is Legends of Black Excellence, and the debate is yours.